Hey y'all, welcome back to Unicorns and Vibes. Today I want to talk about love versus endurance. Because, baby, buckle up. Buckle up because when I learned this lesson and I started to dissect the energy of love, Spirit showed me a lot. Yeah. Spirit showed me a lot and helped me understand exactly what was going on. And I want to share that with you today. So let's talk about it. When I moved from the third dimension to the fourth dimension um, of consciousness, I started to I started to really understand duality, right? And how everything has a polarity. And when I was dissecting love, I started to see how you can be in connection with the energy of love that um, uplifts you, that enhances you, that expands you, or you can be in connection with love that drains you, that makes you stagnant, keeps you stagnant, and that pulls from your energy in a way that doesn't serve you but serves the other person. All right? You staying with me now? So I said, okay, Spirit, what the fuck does it mean? Like what you want me to do with this? What is this? And I sat with that energy for a while. And then it hit me. Because I had to dissect both sides, right? Both sides to get into the ism of what was going on. And when I looked at the side that did not benefit me, I asked myself, where did I get this from? How am I attracting this? You know, like, what's going on? I went back to my childhood. I went back to the examples of love that I saw. I looked back to the programming in all of the ways that we are taught how to love. It is to benefit someone, it is to give it away, it is to provide it externally. It's never taught to us how to give it to ourselves internally first. How to learn ourselves first, how to learn what love even means to us first. And so we basing it externally off of what I can do for someone else, how I can perform and show up for someone else that puts me in the top spot to say that I am worthy of being with this person because I do X, Y, and Z for them, because I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and that's showing my love, that's proving my love. So I said, wow, okay, okay. And then it also starts from my childhood, when everyone's childhood, right? Because you start to understand the language of your guardianships, your parents, and of course it's going to be based off of what they have already experienced and what they have learned. And sometimes they will try to do their best and do better, and sometimes those generational cycles run fucking deep and they are not even aware that there's a cycle that needs to be fucking broken. So as a kid, right, it starts with your behavior. If I do these things, I am receiving love by way of shelter, by way of material things, by way of money, by way of care, but if I act in these ways and I see that these things are taken away from me, I may be on punishment. I may, some people that have uh a different life experience that's supposed to teach them a different lesson or a deeper lesson. They may experience, severe abuse and consider that like, okay, well, now I understand that if I just stay on my best behavior, if I put my needs to the side and I walk on eggshells around, my parents and around anybody that may be taking care of me, then I don't have to worry about that neglect. I don't have to worry about that abuse. I don't have to worry about, my needs. So I said, okay, now what? What happens is you take that belief system that has been programmed into you, and you now start to attract your partners based off of that belief system. Let me give you an example. For me, right? I shared this before, how I was very hyper independent, taking care of my siblings and really becoming an adult before I finished my childhood. So that allowed me to now, well, not now, but as I was going through my healing journey, it put me in a state of being emotionally unavailable because I didn't have parents that were emotionally available because they were in the surviving mode of going to perform and work so that they can provide. That was their main focus. And so naturally, right? Because we don't manifest what we want, we manifest who we are. Naturally, I manifested partners that were not emotionally available. And that was a comfort zone for me because that let me know that I wouldn't be disappointed. This is my comfort zone. Your comfort zone doesn't have to be healthy. Your comfort zone is just what you are used to, right? But at that time, I wasn't aware that what I was used to and what my comfort zone was unhealthy based off of what it was that I truly wanted. So I continued dating these individuals, right? And this is where endurance comes in. Because when you are a child and you start to understand what love is or how to receive love from your parents and how to receive love from whoever, right? Just the energy of love, that love exchange. I learned to perform for love in the way that served them, that did not serve me. When you do that, you then attract that same lifestyle, that same person, that same energy. That is what I attracted to me. So they were emotionally unavailable, but I'm not understanding at that point that I'm emotionally unavailable. So I'm not able to see that this is what I am attracting because it is a comfort zone for me to be in a space where I am performing for love, where I am showing up and I'm putting my needs to the side in order to love this person. You give it away. And of course you're going to attract people who take it. They take it because they are getting what it is that they want, which is your energy. Now, once we realize that we are emotionally unavailable, I then said, okay, how can I change this? How can I shift this? I had to then ask myself, what story was I telling myself? What was I getting out of this? Because I want to be very clear, right? When we are having these energy exchanges, although they're not reciprocal, the reason you're not staying there because of what is actually happening, you're staying there because of what you want to happen, of what you think will happen if you continue to endure this type of dynamic and this type of exchange so that you can then get your needs met and get what you want. So when I asked myself, okay, well, what was I staying here for? What story was I telling myself to keep me in this vibration, to keep me in the energy of just giving and I'm not receiving? It filled the void, right? Because we project. I was projecting out the energy that I wanted to receive back to me. And so I said, okay, if I show up 10 toes down and I love people down and I'm supportive and I'm there and I'm that and I do all of these things, then it's a no-brainer, right? It's a no-brainer that they're going to reciprocate that back to me. No, incorrect, wrong. And the reason why it's wrong is because the love that you are seeking is never going to be external to you. It is always going to be internal. So you have to give it to yourself first. And this is why I wanted to talk about this topic, right? Because a lot of people in my life are experiencing, I would say redirection in the love department. And I'm here for it because I'm seeing so many of them take their power back. I'm seeing so many of them sit and do their shadow work so they can understand where the cycle begins. And so this is why I'm so passionate about this topic, because as I have been dating myself for over a year now, man, like I have loved myself on levels that I never knew was possible. I'm just being fucking real. I never knew it was possible to give it to myself. And now that I have been giving it to myself, it hits so differently. It hits so differently because not only have I never done it before, but now I am creating a new narrative that is allowing me to be in connection with the right energy, because energy is transactional. It is transactional. And let me put it into context for you. When I was giving myself, right, projecting off what I wanted to receive back to me in love relationships, and I was not receiving that back, that was because, number one, I wasn't giving it to myself, right? Number two, I wasn't in connection with the energy of the energy exchange that matched my energy. I was not in there. I was dating down in energy. Dating down does not mean my energy is better than that person. That means that we're in two different fucking places. And so you need to be very mindful that if that person is not on the energy caliber that you are on, then it's not an energetic match. And so it is never going to work, because unless you continue to settle, unless you continue to receive breadcrumbs, unless you decide that my needs are not important and I'm okay with just providing everything that I want to receive and not getting anything the fuck back. And what does that mean? Now that I have been dating myself, I have raised my vibration and my standards of what love means to me. And I mean, when I said this in another video, I said that the next person that I will date, they need to be self-centered. Self-centered is not the same definition that society goes by in my book. What I mean by self-centered, that means that this person puts their self first before anything else in this reality that we live in, right? This shared experience of a reality that we live in. And because of that, excuse me, see, my throat chakra trying to lock up because they don't want y'all to know this. They think of themselves and they carry themselves at the highest vibration of their highest self, their higher self. So that means if they are at their higher self, I am at my higher self. I don't need love from this person because I'm already giving love to myself. They don't need love from me because they're already having love for themselves. However, we can have a mutual love based off of the things that we enjoy, the foundation we are trying to set. But it's always always an even energy exchange because we're able to learn from one another and teach one another. However, don't get it fucked up. We don't need one another. We don't need it. We choose, as a choice. We choose to continue to live our lives together because we still want to learn. There's only so much learning that you can do on your own. We do need each other, the reflections of each other, in order for us to continue to elevate together. If they're elevating, if I'm elevating, we're elevating together. That's what that even mutual exchange of energy means. Now, I want to go into the definition that I wrote down, society's definition of love. The noun definition version says it's an intense feeling of deep affection. The second one is a great interest and pleasure in something. The verb definition is deep affection for someone, and the second verb definition is like or enjoy very much. Why am I telling y'all this? And let me go ahead and read the definition of endurance. The fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. Let me repeat that. The fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. Now, I just broke down to you guys what an even mutual exchange of energy look like, right? Society, based off of the programming coming from our childhood, coming from our parents, coming from our generation, leading up to now, has told us, right, that love, because I want you to understand the difference between you're not in situations for love, you're in a situation for fucking endurance. That's what you're in. And now if you want to, when you choose to love yourself and give yourself that love internally, then now you are operating at a different definition of love, creating your own narrative of love that is outside of the definition and the norm of love by society's doing. If you are in connection with love and that uneven as exchange, then you would have the intense feeling of deep affection because your needs are being met and that person's needs is being met. It's an even energy exchange, but that's not actually what's happening. What you are doing is putting your needs to the side because you're projecting out what you actually want, but you're not receiving it back. If you were receiving it back, then you wouldn't feel unhappy. You wouldn't feel like your needs weren't being met. You wouldn't feel like I am giving and I'm not receiving anything back in return. What you are doing is you're enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation that's not giving way, meaning it's not changing. Meaning you are communicating your needs and they're still not being met. Meaning your ego is coming up with all of these excuses to keep you in this comfort zone. And remember what I said earlier, a comfort zone does not have to be healthy. It's just what you are comfortable with. It's your norm. And so you stay there because you have a fear of the unknown. You have a fear of stepping into your power because society says, no, put your power to the side. Put your needs to the side or give it away. Give it away. Yes. Yes. I mean, this shit be blowing my mind. I think that's why, I know that's why I love healing so much. Because when you start to dismantle your belief systems around things, you start to really see that you don't believe these things at all. However, your action says something different. And so now you have to come into full integration and understand that you are now expanding. And it's not going to feel comfortable in the beginning of expansion. It's not, because it's different. It's a different vibration that you are now getting used to. And that's what I had to keep reminding myself the moment I started to date myself, because at first it felt awkward. I learned different ways to love myself. I learned sex magic, through masturbation. I learned how to really take myself out on dates. So the very thing that you are expecting, and this is why the energy is so powerful, and this is why it doesn't work. When it comes to projecting out what you want people to give back to you. I hear all the time, so many people, whether it's men or women, doesn't really fucking matter, however you want to identify. They say all the things that their partner is not doing. Oh, they're not taking me on dates, or they're not listening to me. They don't care about my goals. They're not supporting me. That's the mirror. That's why it's coming up, because it's reflecting to you the things that's laying dormant inside of you that you are not doing for yourself. How can you sit there, again, if you're going by society's version and definition of love, that's exactly why you're in that vibration, because you are projecting externally out to that person what you won't do for yourself. And then you're mad that they won't do it for you, but you're not doing it for yourself. You're not buying yourself fucking flowers. You're not running yourself a nice bath. You're not shaving yourself and getting all fucking cute just for you. You're doing it to perform, to get someone. It's almost like your ass is on a fucking audition and you are auditioning to be the one. You're already the one, boo. You've already been the one. But you don't know that because you haven't spent time with yourself. You haven't learned how to love yourself and how to be just perfectly fine with yourself. Because then when you know who you are, when you know how to love yourself, when you know what your definition of love is, you no longer have to endure. You can get the fuck off of that endure train and you can step into loving yourself in full fucking bliss, and that will attract somebody equal to you that's also loving themselves in pure bliss. And as you continue to evolve, you teach each other. And it's receptive. You don't have to, the hard conversations don't feel like hard conversations, right? You know, those moments of transformation and growth, it comes with ease because you have two people who are so invested in themselves individually. They're not, we don't fuck around and play with ourselves. So when we are in connection with somebody else's energy, we're not fucking around and playing with them because it's a reflection. When you play around with them, you're playing around with yourself. And when you understand how to read that energy, it changes the fucking game. I have never been more happier and more in love with myself than I am now. And to know that it's continuously growing, that's also blowing my mind. It's also blowing my mind. So I want you to look at your situation, fam, for real. For real. Because I know this could be a hard topic to swallow. But I'm saying this and I'm sending this with love. And I had to cook on this for a little bit because, like I said, Spirit gave me this message weeks ago. And I didn't understand until I started to help my friends process some situations they were going through. And I said, okay, this is why you gave me this message, so I can share the context behind why it's so important for them not only to step into their power and take their power back, but how they are breaking generational cycles of love from their family, from their lineage, from society. And it's okay because we're just all learning together, right? We're all learning how to love ourselves, but this shit changed it really changed my entire perspective on love. And so I don't view it that way. It's simply when you meet someone, and let's say, okay, you feel like they're a good match. Okay, cool. Let's go with that. They're a good match. Are they taking themselves seriously? Are they following through on the things that they say they want to do for themselves? Are they consistent with your energy just as much as they're consistent with their own? You have to pay attention to the energy behind the surface level experiences that take place in every day. You have to. That's the only way. And ask yourself, whenever you want to feel like you want to get upset or you're frustrated with your partner, if you're in a situation, right? And you feel like, okay, they're not seeing me, they're not hearing me. Ask yourself, am I seeing me first? Am I hearing me? Because it could be either a reflection that you're not, or it could be the reflection that they're not capable of giving you what you need. And there's no shade to them. It really isn't. They taught you the lesson. Get your lesson. That's what it was for. Every love relationship should be teaching you. You should be teaching each other. If it's not, if you're the only one that's learning, and this person is constantly having the same lesson play out over and over again, and they refuse to change anything, you now have the responsibility to say, okay, I'm getting off of this endurance fucking train because I see that the energy that you are providing is not in the energetic match to what energy I am holding. And that is okay. But this is our last stop. A lot of people don't want to do that. Why? Because you tell yourself a story of, I am in love with the potential of things instead of the actuality of things. I am in love with what this story could be and not with what the fuck this story is right now. And it's only because you want to control things in someone else that you're not ready to change and get a handle on internally for yourself. So please, 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 stop identifying with society's definition of love and start recreating your own based off of what love you are giving to yourself first. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this quick video. Is it quick? It's about 25 minutes. But thank you for rocking out. If you're still here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this message to anyone that you think can also benefit from this. And I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Later.